fantastic session on on CRM by Mr. Sharang, and I want to start with we moved from Chopra Pujan to computer Pujan to laptop Pujan, right? So this is how our journey goes as a businessman, maybe SMEs or small scale business or entrepreneur. Small and medium sized businesses can take a lot of benefit from embracing cloud and new age technologies like cloud CRM, as we have just heard from Salesforce, cloud ERP solutions to give level playing field required to success in business. So I would like our panel to tell us how they are using cloud and new age technology to their respective businesses.
Now, if things are going into cloud, right, what will we be praying on the Lakshmi Pujan day? I mean, will we be praying the router, because everything is on the internet and everything is on the cloud? So yes, that's a very interesting shift which has happened almost in front of us, if we really see, and that too not. It's like watching one old black and white movie and say that we were there and we are here now. It's almost like we are boiled with the pot of water, almost, so to say. And cloud, in my opinion, is a medium, and actually, as much as the tag of cloud, and as much as putting things around and naming it as a cloud, it's been there right from the Hotmail days, which was in 2002 to 2003, saying that data is sitting somewhere over there, to today Gmail, to Google Docs, to lot of things which are there. We frankly do not really know where is my data, whether it's in California or in Taiwan or in Bangalore or in Hyderabad, right? Yes, but it's all over there. So cloud is something which is slowly, silently, like a mobile phone, it has invaded our lives, both in personal and professional space, and it is here to stay, right? And then a number of use cases, right? A number of day-to-day examples which I don't really want to get in, but the promise of cloud, right? The use cases of clouds only going to increase in an exponential logarithmic scale, as I really see. Because see, there's very good comparison between cloud, internet and electricity. And there are distinctly almost 100, 120 years back, when the world was witnessing the electricity boom, to what we are witnessing the internet boom, right? There are lot of stark comparisons and similarities over there, right? Essentially, the conventional IT model which are set up was that it may sound ridiculous that if I have to really put electricity in this building or in my house, I would buy a generator, I would buy a transformer, I would buy an operator, and then I would manage the whole electricity, right? If I would say that, people would laugh. But that's what we've been doing really in managing IT within an enterprise, right? Set up your own data center, set up your own ecosystem around, get in skills, right? And this really becomes challenging when we are growing from the size that we are to something that we want to really grow to, right? You will find the infrastructure lacking, you will find the skills lacking, and then so many impediments over there.
New technology is coming.
The answer is cloud. Yes, the answer is cloud, which we ourselves have experienced to say that yes, there's a baseline, but leverage more and more things on the cloud. Just a quick point, and I'll close to say that. But it does come with a set of a big change from within, is what my experience has been. I worked with a lot of small and medium organizations in India and outside, and helping them transition into this. I compare it like storing money at home, which is not a good thing, especially these days, versus keeping money in the bank, right? So putting your data out on the cloud is almost that kind of a transition, right? And one of the things is people say, is my data safe, right? As a practicing CIO, right, I tell this to my management, I tell this to this thing. to say that the banks are in the business of managing money. While at my home, I have a security guard with a lathi at best, right, who is the only security in the name of it. Data on the cloud, it has been recorded that it is at least 5 to 8 times more safer than data in your own office, in your own premises. So the concerns of security of the data to say kahin pe chala jayega, दूसरे competitor के हाथ में चला जाएगा, etc., right? I mean that's completely misfounded in my opinion.
Kaushal, tell me, as in introduction they said you are into from FMCG business and e-commerce field. So how this technology helps you to grow your business, and how it's come in terms of taking advantage of technology and minimizing your bills.
See, actually I am a service provider. Since many years we are into shipping industries, and we have come into FMCG since last 4-5 years back. We don't have warehouse. We are not a manufacturing unit. Still we provide the food of Gujarat to the 11 countries in the world. That is what we use the system. That is what we use the technology. Because we are not a manufacturer unit, nor we are doing any storage of the foods. But still we are delivering into 11 countries. So just imagine what we do is, we just use the technology, we just deliver the things. As we are into shipping industry, we take the benefit of the industry. But at the end of the day, the technology helps us to reach to the customers. That's what we do.
You work on e-commerce business and you are into food technology, right? So maybe you are into manufacturing in terms of technology part, I mean in terms of business part, and you are into sales, e-commerce into sales part. So how you can, it's also requires supply chain management, it's also require, accounting, it's also require customer relationships, CRM and all. So what kind of technology you are using to manage your businesses? I understand you said you use a technology in terms of, e-commerce platform and also what you use in terms of customer relationship management? Digitization. Okay, any particular software you want to mention?
And this is the open software. See, because we are into a FMCG open market, we need a retail customers to reach. And to reach a retail customers, we are into a shipping industry since last 27 years. So we use that business opportunity.
So now come to Mr. Raju. How ROI impact when you use cloud or newest technology? You are CFO of your company, so I would like to take the opportunity to ask you.
So fundamentally, the basic advantage of cloud itself is that it curtails your capex. So it goes in OpEx model. The moment it goes in OpEx model, that's the inherent advantage of cloud. Thus, the ROI is higher. And in fact, the world over, the total cloud market globally is close to around $200 billion right now. And the scale with which it has been growing from years, okay, as Gopalji rightly said about, we had cloud as a, for example, in the shape of Hotmail. If we look at that, from the dawn of that Hotmail cloud to the present era of cloud, which has a complex applications on board, and increase, it has been predominantly because of the ROI factor, because there is no capex, it's on a perpetual OpEx, okay. So that is one. But primarily if we have to see that the larger factor, what has happened, that what has led to the growth and what will lead to the growth of this cloud market is that A is the democratization. For example, if the Salesforce guys told about that, even the one guy in some Elecon, the company which we're in, and the Schneider, which uses 43,000. So a same application which an SME or an MSME or a large corporation can use, a same which can be used by anyone, a single startup also, which was not earlier possible, when you had to put up so many hardware and applications. So cloud, Control C, Control V, you are on par. So there's a democratization of that applications, okay. Second is that the application side itself, for example, they were talking of Salesforce. You have similar in terms of finance, in terms of HR, in terms of manufacturing, okay. This is just one part of it. But the whole market, for example, in South Africa, the whole prepayment, the electricity is currently on cloud, okay. And the mechanism is prepaid mechanism. And it's at a click of a button from a consumer to the service provider to the supplier. So the new vistas of where the application of cloud is also opening up. not from the application side of it, which was predominantly sales marketing, but from the functional areas point of view, from the domain perspective also. So these, by and large, these factors, has led to the growth. In fact, what I attribute that whatever the startup revolution, whether it has failed or is still evolving or it has moved in India, I attribute that to to the cloud. Because, for example, these Salesforce guys are giving example of a bus operator in Bangalore, Red Bus. He did not have to worry about data center. He did not have to worry about server. He just uploaded his website in bluehost.com and that's it. So these are the inherent advantages of the cloud, and that's how it has picked up, and there's an adaptability, acceptability, and I see that it will grow in leaps and bounds. There will be a lot of new channels which will open up, new features which will open up. So cloud is here to stay and will remain a mainstream application.
Okay.
A quick,
yeah,
quick point on the ROI part. I have a little different view as far as this term ROI on technology goes. And I'm saying that after a lot of soul searching, after almost more than 10 years of trying to find that is there something called an ROI which really exists as far as technology is concerned. In my opinion, that whole approach of trying to find an ROI on IT or on technology is a little flawed concept, right? Do you do an ROI when you do building lighting? Do you do ROI when you decide that your offices have to be air conditioned, right? Do you do an ROI when you say that I am going to empower my field force with mobile phone, right? So why do an ROI on this aspect? Now, having said that, are there no returns or benefits on deployment of technology, right? One part is the convenience that I can do my job quickly, but does it justify, as you rightly said, $300 is a big chunk of money as far as my bottom line goes. My opinion is it's not about ROI on the technology, it is about what we are trying to do with the technology. See, technology is a vehicle, right? Now, where do I want to go with that is what a business driver, which I have to be very clear with. What are we going to do with technology would drive the choice of technology in terms of, I mean, it could be a simple open source, as Kaushal bhai said, on Google Docs and other things. I get in something, build other things. Whether it builds a business case for me, the answer is no, I need something very exotic like Salesforce, right? Okay, so I mean, go in for that. But the challenge is that we buy the software or the hardware or the technology piece, and then many times you are wondering to say that boss abhi iska kya kare, right? Iska returns to aa nahi raha hai, utna maja nahi aaya, dhanda nahi aaya, etc., 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 right? My take is, I've seen we work backwards to say that I want to increase my customer reach by 30%. I want to reduce my supply chain losses. I want to reduce my collectibles or receivables, right, by X percentage, right, etc. Or I want to manufacturing efficiency, IoT, we talked about it. Why do IoT, right? Because I want to improve my plant performance and my machine availability and the uptime, right, by as small as 6%, right? But if you're able to do that, now in order to do that, what do I need? How do I need to wire it up, right? So, I mean, a simple example which we are all familiar with, right? I mean, I need to reach Ahmedabad by 2 o'clock, right? Obviously, I'm not going to be waiting for the bus, right? I will take a taxi and go. But I said, oh, I want to reach Ahmedabad by 8 o'clock. I have the luxury of time. So why spend money on a taxi? I'll go by the bus. Because in business, it's not about personal thing, right? When I'm buying a laptop for my own sake, I may buy a MacBook Air. But when I'm buying a machine for organization, it is a part of my cost. It has to justify itself, right? So those are the kind of decisions as far as ROI is concerned, to say that it's not a directly attributable thing. What we do with the technology is more important question for me.
Yeah. So as you rightly said, it's not about ROI, but it's more about business intelligence and investing your
Yes.
own business in terms of technology part.